Okay, in the previous lecture, we have studied some general properties based upon the tabular form given in NCERT. Now, we are going to study some general properties. Okay, we are going to study some general chemical properties. Okay, one by one, we will start general chemical properties of the 14th group. Okay, so general chemical properties of 14th group. Every group we are going to study one topic common. What is that common topic and everywhere it is used? That is common inert pair effect. Okay, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, and lead. Okay, so when inert pair effect is there, that time when inert pair effect is there, then what will be the oxidation number possible? When inert pair effect is there, then oxidation number possible will be inert pair effect is there, then oxidation number possible will be plus 2 R plus 4. Here it is 14th group, so NS2 and NP2. So when inert pair effect is not there, that time 4 electron will participate. When inert pair effect is there, then plus 2. Okay. So down the group, plus 2 stability increases and plus 4 stability decreases. This type of discussion already we have detailed done in the 13th group. Same thing will be applicable. Oxidizing nature, reducing nature. Okay, that all we have done. Is it understood? Suppose if it is the lead is here in the plus 2, it is already stable. So it don't want to jump back to the plus 4. But if it is plus 4, then it wanted to jump back to the plus 2 because plus 2 is more stable. So carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, if all four oxidation states are given, like carbon plus 4 and lead plus 4. So more tendency to reduce itself to the plus 2 is found more in the lead. So it is more have tendency to reduce means better oxidizing agent. Better will be the oxidizing agent. Okay. So better oxidizing agent in plus 4 will be the plus 2 Pb. Okay. And oxidizing nature like carbon does not have much tendency to form plus 2. Let us take silicon plus 2 is given, lead plus 2 is given. So silicon got more tendency to convert into plus 4 than the lead. So it undergoes oxidation. It is a better reducing agent. SnCl2 reducing agent like that it is used as a reducing and oxidizing properties also. The inert pair effect is found use. Okay. Okay, next property after the oxidation property we have studied in chemical nature. Second property, reactivity towards oxygen. Okay, so in the chemical properties, first property itself, as we have studied, it can show plus 2 oxidation state. They can show plus 4 oxidation state. They can show plus 2 and plus 4 oxidation states. Okay, so plus 2 and plus 4 oxidation state. Once they show plus 2 oxidation state, the oxides formed are called as a monoxide. Once they show plus 4 oxidation state, oxides formed are called as dioxide. Okay. So when you compare same element like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. Okay. So carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, it is neutral and it is acidic. That means when you compare the same element oxides, what they will do, this is more acidic than the this one. First property is it understood? Out of the monoxide and dioxide of the same element, we can compare comfortably and dioxides will be more acidic than the corresponding monoxide, and down the group basic nature increases due to increase in metallic property and acidic nature decreases. Okay, so let us see carbon forms CO, that is neutral. Okay, SiO actually it is unstable at room temperature, it does not exist, therefore much of the properties of SiO are not found. Okay, so don't worry about the SiO because it is not possible to calculate or check its properties at the room temperature, because it does not exist at room temperature. At high temperature, reactions are not possible. Okay. So whereas GeO acidic in nature, SNO and PbO both are amphoteric in nature. So if you go as per this, what is happening? This will be, according to this it should be neutral. According to this it should be acidic. We can only expect, because there is no feasibility of the reaction at room temperature. Okay. So they, you can say weakly acidic, because down the group as it is also weak acid, this is also weak acid. But when you compare with this, it is neutral, so it can be neutral also. Okay, so we can say simply weakly acidic. What we can say? Weakly acidic will be the most of the chances. Understood? Then dioxide. Carbon dioxide also weak acid, because it is a anhydrate of the carbonic acid H2CO3, SiO2, GeO2, SnO2, PbO2. Okay. Last two oxides are amphoteric in nature. First three oxides are acidic in nature. Okay. So this you will find this information everywhere. But main one more oxide which is importantly formed by the carbon, that is suboxide. What is that? The suboxide. Okay, suboxide is formed by the carbon. Other than the monoxide and dioxide, carbon also forms suboxide. What is the formula? C3O2. Okay, so C3O2 is the suboxide. That means each oxygen is getting, sub means less than the required. Okay, so here carbon is getting 1:1. Carbon is getting 1:2. Here this ratio will be how much? 3 carbon getting 2 oxygen. That means even each carbon is not getting one full oxygen also. Okay, less than full oxygen. That's why it is called as a suboxide, less than the required. Then it is called suboxide. Then carbon suboxide will be, structure is this one. Okay. So linear shape. What will be the shape? Linear shape. Each and every carbon is sp hybridized. Each and every carbon is which hybridized? sp hybridized. Okay. So this is the structure, linear shape. And this carbon oxygen oxidation number will be 0. This carbon oxidation number will be +2, because it is -2. This will be +2, this will be -2. So on an average, if you find like this, it should be -4. So +4/3 you will get. Why +4/3? Total oxidation number is +4 divided into 3. But individually, if you cross check, two carbons are having +2 oxidation state, one carbon is having 0 oxidation state. Okay, this is what called as a carbon suboxide. Note down, very important. Okay, after the oxides, after the reaction of the 14th group element with oxygen, we have studied two types of oxides. Okay, monoxide and dioxide, and apart from that, carbon forms suboxide. Now let's see about the reaction towards water. Okay, so water, when it reacts, carbon, silicon, germanium, no reaction. Even steam also, if you send, there is no reaction with the water. But SN, tin, can react with the steam to form tin dioxide, because as I've just now I told you, there are two oxides are possible. Tin can form dioxide and liberates the hydrogen. For balancing purpose, if you want H2H2O, and it will be 2H2. Okay, Pb plus H2O. Pb plus H2O, then there is no reaction. But as per this series, down the group reactivity should increase due to decrease in ionization energy. But why there is no reaction? Because of the protective layer. Initially, there will be reaction for some time. Okay. So this is the lead. Initially, there will be reaction. We cannot say there is no reaction at all. So this will form, like here oxide, there will be lead oxide layer formation will be there. But further, if you send water, then there is no reaction. There is no reaction. What is the reason? Protective oxide layer. due to protective oxide layer formation. Is it understood? So this is about the reactivity towards water. Carbon, silicon, germanium, no reaction. Tin reacts only with steam to liberate hydrogen and converts into dioxide. Lead does not react with water due to formation of protective layer of oxide. Okay. Okay, like oxides, there are two types of halides possible. When the given 14th group element exists in +2 oxidation state, they will form the dihalide. When they are existing at the +4 oxidation state, they will form the tetrahalides. So when you compare these two, tetrahalides are more covalent in nature. What is the reason? +2 and +4 are more covalent in nature. What is the reason? Due to high polarizing power. Okay. When same element exists in two oxidation state, higher oxidation state, higher oxidation state will have higher polarizing power. Higher polarizing power will result in higher covalent in nature. Okay. So tetrahalides MH4 are covalent in nature except tin and lead. Why down the group? Okay, that also I will explain. So PbF4, Pb, SnF4 are ionic. Okay, so why it is? Because see, down the group size increases, polarizing power is decreasing. Okay, from the lead and tin side, why they are not able to form a covalent? Because of the higher atomic size, ionic nature increases. Second, fluorine is smallest. So smaller the anion, less will be the polarizability. Here polarizability is less, here polarizing power is less, therefore polarization will be less, covalent nature will be less, ionic nature will be more. That's why SnF4 and PbF4 should be ionic. Okay, is it understood? Due to less polarizing power of tin and lead and less polarizability of fluorine, it is ionic. Now coming to the reason why PbI4 does not exist. See, lead itself is big in size. Okay, and iodine also big in size. The large bond length. Okay, so bond length is large, so bond energy will be less. Okay, so to form PbI4, there should be carbon 2s2, 3s2, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. 2s2, 3s2, 4s2, 5s2, 6s2. Okay, so here 6s2, 6p2 is the configuration. So this bond energy is less. Therefore, it cannot excite this electron due to less energy. It cannot excite this electron from S to the P. So therefore, what happens once it cannot excite? So 4 iodine cannot be accommodated. Is it understood why Pb does not form tetrahalide? For formation of tetrahalide, this electron must be sent here. 4 unpaired must be present, but bond energy is less. Why? Lead is the largest atom. Largest atom, bond length will be more. Bond energy, that is energy required for excitation, is not sufficient. Is it clear? Any doubt into this? Out of the same, here all once it is covalent, it will be sp3 hybridized. sp3 hybridized, that means it will be tetrahedral. What it is going to be? Tetrahedral structure. Okay. Okay, in the tetrahalide, there is a very important, most repeated statement based question, that is except CCl4. Except CCl4, all tetrahalides hydrolyzed. Okay. Question is that why CCl4 is not hydrolyzed and why others are hydrolyzed. Question will be like SaCl4 hydrolyzes but not CCl4. Okay. it is resistant to hydrolysis. That means nobody can replace its chlorine, whereas its chlorine can be replaced to form the silicic acid. What acid? Silicic acid. So what is the advantage? What is the reason behind replacement of chlorine by the OH in other, whereas what is the not? Okay. So the simple one statement if option is there, that is absence of d orbitals. Okay. What is the reason? Absence of d orbitals. Okay. So what is d orbital role in that and why it is not hydrolyzed, that I will tell you. Okay. So statement will be, question will be this. For better understanding to answer the twisted question, you should have idea. Okay. In silicon, I will write it here, silicon. Is it visible? Okay. In silicon there will be 3s carbon silicon. It will be 3s2 3p2. Okay, this is the configuration and 3d will be 0. What will be 0? 3d will be 0. So 3s2 and 3p2 and 3d will be 0. But once it is forming tetrahalides, this electron will be available here. Then hybridization will be sp3. This is I am talking about the SiCl4. Okay, I am talking about the SiCl4. So hybridization will be what? sp3 will be the hybridization. Now these d orbitals, okay, these d orbital can be used to accommodate, very important word, to accommodate lone pair of electrons, donated by water. Okay. So once it is, I will draw it like this, silicon tetrachloride. This is the tetrahedral structure. Now for easiness I am drawing this d orbital here. Okay. Exactly it will not be like that. So this will be the H2O. Okay. So once first what it will do, it will donate its lone pair. Then slowly it will remove this HCl. Then it will be, first this step is very important. Once it is able to accommodate the lone pair of the water, then only they will come closer and remove this HCl. Okay. So what will be the product now? Si. Now this side it will be OH and remaining part it will be Cl. Okay. So this is single step. Like this, how many steps it will take place? 3 steps it will take place. 3H2O. So 3H2O and 3HCl minus 3HCl. Okay. Minus 3HCl. Then the product, final product will be Si, OH, OH, OH and OH. Like that all places, this is what? Silicic acid. Okay. So this is the mechanism. Don't think that mechanism will be only in organic. Everywhere it is available. Okay. Note down this. So silicon is able to hydrolyze. Silicon is able to hydrolyze just because of the availability of d orbital. Okay. Now in case of the carbon, it will be 2s2, it will be 2p2, and hybridization, after the hybridization it will be 2s1, 2p3, then sp3 hybridization, but 2d is not there. Once 2d is not there, there cannot be, here if I write carbon, there is no lone pair, place for the accommodating lone pair. So further mechanism will not be possible. Is it understood? Why silicon tetrachloride will be easily hydrolyzed to form silicic acid, but carbon tetrachloride does not hydrolyze. Everything I have explained, and some more questions will be there. Other than the carbon, carbon does not have d orbital, so its maximum valency is equal to how much? 4 only. Okay. But silicon, germanium, tin and lead, they have the d orbital, so they can extend valency more than 4 if required. but their tendency to form more than 4 also decreases due to increase in size. Still, there are some questions based upon the silicon, very important question. SiF6, SiF6 2 negative exists, okay, but not SiCl6 2 negative, okay. See, both places center element is silicon, central element coordination number valence is 6, but still chlorine it is not able to form and fluorine it can form. Okay, there are two reasons you have to write. How many reasons? Two reasons. First of all, fluorine is small enough. Suppose this is a silicon. Out of the silicon, 6 fluorine can be easily accommodated. Okay, but if silicon is same, but chlorine is big enough, so we cannot accommodate the 6 big or huge fluorine around the small silicon. Here silicon is bigger, fluorine is smaller. So central atom must be bigger and peripheral atom must be smaller. That is one reason. And another reason you can say fluorine because of the maximum electronegativity. Maximum electronegativity. What it can do, it can extend its valency. Okay, it can extend its valency and can perform the highest covalency of the central element. Okay, two reasons. First of all, fluorine is small size, so small size will result in the less space occupied around it. Okay, because of these two reasons, SF6 2 negative exists but not SiCl6. So these are the some properties related to 14th group element reaction with water. Okay, and halogens. We have studied three properties: reaction with oxygen, reaction with water, reaction with halides. Halides are two types: dihalide and tetrahalide. Oxides are two types: carbon extra type. Okay, and water forms only with certain compounds. Why it is not forming, that also I have explained. Okay, so see you in the next lecture. Bye bye.